Hey, what's happening? Paul Ingram here with Collie Center. In today's training, you're gonna need a collie stick and maybe a partner. We're gonna be doing some 5-count Sumbrada with a partner in today's training. So make sure to smash that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, leave a cool comment below, say hi to Tom in the comments. I know it's been a little while, so make sure you give him a good hello so he wants to come back. And let's get to the training. If you missed my previous Sumbrada video I just did a few days ago or about a week ago, I was working the standard box pattern, or what we call the 5-count Sumbrada solo training. So I did a solo variation of that where I showed you, how I work this out. And I got a lot of you guys commenting below on that video and messaging me on Instagram and being like, hey man, can you also make sure to do a partner version of this drill as well. So I got Tom here and we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. So if you guys go back to that video, if you haven't seen that, I teach both parts, all 10 movements. So while I'm doing 5 of the movements, Tom is doing the other 5 of the movements. So make sure to check that video. I'll click it, put a little link right up here. I got a link down below in the description and at the end of this video, so that way you can go check out that solo training so you can work it out on your own. And then you can teach it, both parts, to a partner, and then you can flow it out. So let's go ahead and get to it with a partner right here. All right, so as Tom attacks that number 1, which is his first strike, I go into that inside four-wall, inside deflection, inside sweep. A lot of different names for these things. Don't get too caught up on the terminology. Just mimic the movements. So as he comes in, I step off that line, and then here's that inside four-wall. Guys, I'm using the middle of my weapon right here to make sure I've got some leverage. And then that left hand is gonna come in, and then we're gonna grab that hand. So sometimes different places will teach this differently, and they call this like the checking hand. We call this the dacoup hand. We call this the catch, and to grab. So as he comes out, I gotta stop that weapon and I'm gonna catch this. This is where, once we have this, this is where we can, later on get into disarms and all those types of things. Okay, so from here, boom, that's number 1. Some styles of collie will teach that when you hit the stick, it's representing hitting the hand. At this range, what we've found in our own training is that if I go hit the hand, maybe I can get it, but sometimes that doesn't stop the follow through of the strike. So, we kind of just double it up right here. Boom. Now, if Tom doesn't know what to do, I can go bam, I can hit him underneath because of where my weapon is. Tom doesn't want that. So as I attack his leg, his midsection, anything like that, right, he's gonna drop that lead leg back and go into that drop stick deflection. Boom, right there. And then there's that left hand. Now in training, you could be nice and just kind of monitor like that, but you also want to train to go ahead and grab that thing and get a grip on that thing so you can get some control. That's how you're gonna eventually get into like disarms and locks and all that stuff, right? You gotta control this thing. He's gonna come in with that thrust. I'm gonna get off that line and come into that low umbrella right here, and I'm going for that catch. From there, for the drill, I let go so the flow can continue. I'm gonna flip this thing up, and he's gonna step off that line and go into a number 2 high umbrella. Some styles call that a wing. And then there's that dacoup, or that catch right there as well. Okay, then he's gonna come over the top of the head. That's his most economical strike. And then I'm gonna go into the Sumbrada, or the other umbrella. And some people call this a roof. Some people call this a Sumbrada. So again, all the different terminologies right there. All right. So let's go ahead and kind of cover that again, nice and slow. Same side, doing the same movements. He comes in on the 1. There's my inside sweep, or inside deflection. I take his leg out. He steps that back. There's his drop stick. Again, we're going for that catch. Comes in with that thrust. I step off that line. There's that low umbrella. I'm going for that catch. Now I can flip this with teak, or I can strike it like an angle 2. It doesn't matter. You can kind of play with those variations. There he is on that wing block. He comes up over the top, and I'm back into that umbrella, roof, or Sumbrada, and then right there. Now from here, the drill flips over. So I'm gonna do part A, and Tom's gonna do part B. So I strike the 1, he gets off that line. There's that inside deflection, or inside sweep. He comes out to my leg. I drop this right there, and then I'm going for that grab. I thrust, he steps off the line. There's that low wing right there. He flips it up, whatever he wants to do. I get off that line, and there's my counter. And then I strike over the top, and then there's Tom's counter on that roof block. Now the drill cycles all over again, right? So we start back off on number 1. I'm on part B, Tom's on part A. And we cycle it through, nice and slow. So you just kind of start this off slowly, and you want to make sure you're getting off of the line of these strikes. That's why you got to work some footwork in there. Okay, it's a good flow drill. You're learning some things about timing. You know, you're getting some sensitivity. You know, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't say this is the most useful as far as like a combat tactics training drill, because it's kind of putting you in some tactical bad positions, but it does teach, you know, some coordination, some timing, some flow, and it is a good shell to where you can then start to get into your different disarm techniques, things like that. You know, you can start, you know, working in your different locks and all those types of things as well. So it is a useful drill. It does have its place in training, and you know, it's fun to do. So you can start working this thing out, start nice and slow, and then you want to gradually speed it up and just get that flow moving. Yep, I'll attack you. So you can get pretty creative with it. Okay, this is just one variation of this drill. So this is a pattern. This is what we call the standard box. It's the 5 count. And then we also teach a 3 count. We teach the high line count. And the idea is you start breaking out of these patterns and you start going into a free flow, and you're working off of the principles of counter for counter. And so this is just an introduction type of drill. You don't want to be staying in this box pattern flow for the next 20 years of your training. You got to get out of this box pattern, out of that kind of structure, and then you can start really working that kind of closer range, you know, all those different tactics and strikes and all that stuff, right? So just as a quick little example, while we're going through this 5 count like this with the thrust, right, I can go into the 3 count, right? And then right away I can thrust this thing back. Okay, we can go into the high lines right here. Boom, we can start going into different drills right here, right? We can break this thing out, we can come out, we can start going back out into range right there, right? We can go through, boom, boom, I can drop stick this thing, we're back into it, okay? So you want to start being able to take all these different flow drills and start breaking them apart and start trying to make your training more of a freelance and a little bit more unpredictable. Okay? And then you can start putting the gear on, try to hit each other, and try to see if you can get to a lock, a disarm, a takedown, or, you know, range out, or all the different things that you can play, right? All the different tactics and techniques and all that stuff, and have a lot of fun with it. So it's a good place to start some of the flow with a training partner, right? But don't get so wrapped up into it that you forget where the real training is. Right? You got to graduate beyond this stuff, okay? And yeah, if you have any comments, questions, leave them right down below. Thank Tom for heading on out here and just to film this one video with me. Right? That's all he came out here to do for you guys. He literally drove all this way just to film this one video and do nothing else. No, just kidding. We just got back from training and doing some crazy training over and everything way out yonder. All right, so hit the like button if you like this drill, if you like training the Sumbrada. Then maybe what we'll do is next time we'll come back on here and we'll show you how to do this with different weapon categories. We'll show you how to do this with the double sticks, with the knife, with the spotted daga, with the staff, with the spear, and we'll show you all kinds of really cool stuff. All right, and make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then head over to KaliCenter.com and come train with us over at our online school. All the links are down in the description below, and I'll catch you guys back here next time. All right, get outside, you know it. Go make nature your Kali dojo.